Buy-to-let is often talked about as if it's simple. Buy a property, rent it out and collect the income. In reality, buy-to-let only works if you understand how income, costs and tax interact over time. In this video, I'll explain how buy-to-let actually works in the UK using realistic assumptions rather than headline figures. Buy-to-let means buying a property with the intention of renting it out to tenants. The return comes from two places: regular rental income and potential long-term property value growth. It's important to think in terms of years rather than months. Buy-to-let is not about quick wins, it's about sustainability. One of the biggest mistakes people make is treating buy-to-let as passive income. In reality, it is a small business. It has revenue, running costs, tax obligations and risk, just like any other business. Once you frame it this way, decisions become much clearer. Every buy-to-let property has three moving parts: income, costs and tax. Most discussions focus on income. Most mistakes happen because costs and tax are underestimated. You only know whether a property works once you understand all three together. Rental income depends on having a tenant in place and paying rent. Properties don't earn money when they're empty. Void periods, late payments, or tenant changes all reduce income over time. When assessing a property, it's sensible to assume at least some periods without rent. Gross rent is the headline figure, the rent before anything is deducted. Real income is what's left after costs, voids and tax. Two properties with the same rent can produce very different outcomes depending on their expenses and structure. Buy-to-let has ongoing costs. These usually include the mortgage, repairs and maintenance, insurance, letting or management fees, and empty periods. Some costs are predictable, others are irregular, which is why it's important to plan conservatively rather than optimistically. Cash flow is the difference between money coming in and money going out each month. A property can look good on paper, but still be stressful if cash flow is tight. Sustainable buy-to-let focuses on whether the property can comfortably support itself over time. Rental income is taxable in the UK, and tax can significantly affect returns. How much tax you pay depends on your personal circumstances and how the property is owned. This is one of the most misunderstood areas of buy-to-let, and it's something we'll cover in detail in future videos. Buy-to-let properties can be owned personally or through a limited company. Each approach has advantages and disadvantages. There is no single best answer. It depends on the numbers and your wider situation. Buy-to-let is not guaranteed and it is not risk-free. Property values can fluctuate, costs can rise and regulations can change. The goal isn't to eliminate risk, it's to understand it before committing capital. Buy-to-let works best when approached conservatively. Use realistic assumptions, allow for costs and tax, and think long-term rather than chasing short-term gains. That mindset alone avoids most common mistakes. On this channel, I explain buy-to-let in plain English. We'll look at realistic numbers, common mistakes, renovations, and UK landlord tax, without hype, without sales pitches. If that's what you're looking for, you're in the right place. This is the Practical Landlord.